For our last topic, we will discuss about the for structure or the for loop. Okay, so basically the for loop is also one of the repetition control structure, and which for me it's the most or the most commonly used looping, and also for me this is the most or the easiest control or repetition control structure. Okay, so for the for statement or for the for loop, it instructs a program to perform a block of code on a specified number of times. So basically this is the general format or the syntax. So first thing that you need to do, of course, you need to put the for, then the initialization where you will put your for example, your counter or your x is here, it's equivalent to 1, for example. Then the condition here where you will put the x or less than or equal to x is less than or equal to num, for example. Increment here or decrement. It's not only increment, we can also put decrement here. It's really up to you. Okay, so after that one, it will go directly to the statement or the inside the curly braces. Take note, before it will increment, it will make sure first that the condition here will become true. After the condition will become true, it will execute the statements inside the curly brace before it will increment. Okay, let's check the flow chart of the for loop or the for statement. So we have the initialization expression. This is actually the initialization part. Then it will test the condition. If it's true, it will loop the body. After looping the body, it will update the expression. So increment, update the expression. It will go back and loop again as long as it's true. If it's false, it will go out and terminate the program. Let's have an example here. Okay, example number 1 here, we have int x. We initialize x have a value of 1, then x it's less than or equal to 10. So basically for this one we are actually the output for this one, if we will just check the condition, it will show 1 to 10. Am I right? And don't forget that there's an x++, that means there's an increment. Then here we are displaying it. So let's try to run that one in our IntelliJ software. One moment. I will create another Java class for sample 1. One moment. So for sample 1, so we have main here. After the main, import java.util, create a program that will ask input from the user and will increment the value. So after that, scanner input equals new scanner system.in. Here we need to use the num again, int num system.out system.out.println, enter a value. So if we will enter a value, we will now use the next int. There, we will now start doing our for loop. So int x equals to 1, semicolon, x is less than or equal to the num which is the inputted value of the user, then x plus plus. Here inside this output dot print ln, sorry for a while, I will now show the value here, value of x. I'll show, sorry, x here. There you go. And lastly, I will put here system.out.println the end. Meaning of this one, it already terminated the program because it's already false, right? So let's try to run this code. One moment. So let's try to enter a value. For example, I will input 10. Of course, it will display 1 to 10. Like that one, as easy as that. Okay, what if, let's create another example. What if the user inputted 5, then it will show your name 5 times. So how can you do that? So Java class Java sample 2. Here main again, import java.util there. After that one, we will use the scanner input again, input new scanner system.in, then int, for example, yeah, we will still use the num system.out.print, enter a value, num equals next, input dot next int. After that one, for int x equals 1, x is less than or equal to, one moment, let's aside from using 1, I'll just use 0, then I'll use less than, then the num x plus plus. Inside that one, I'll put here system.out.println. I'll put my name here. For example, my name is Arphil, like that one. And I will end the program. The end. Okay, let's try running this one. Oh, why Java sample 2? No, this should be 4. It's okay. Okay. Enter a value, for example 4. So I should be able to see 4 Arphils, right? Because I started with 0, then I also use less than. So for example, if I use equals, equal, less than or equal to, the output here, it's not 4, but it's 5 Arphils. It's not only 4, but it should be 5 Arphils. Okay? Are we good with that one? Okay, so right now, let's try to decrement it. Okay, let's try decrementing it. I know that I already have this one. I'll just copy that. Okay, one moment. I'll put here for sample 3 dot, for sample 3, for sample 3. Okay, this time we will try to decrement it. So how can we decrement it? So basically, in decrementing it, we are now one moment, we need to remove this first. Okay, so right now I'll put the 4, then int x equals, no, this should be one moment, int x equals 1, then for example we have a value of the one moment, we will put the num here, it's greater than which is 1, the 1 here, it's the x, less than semicolon, then the we will now do the num minus minus. Here we go. Okay, I will explain this code later after I run the program, one moment. Print ln, I'll put here value of num. I will now call the value of num here. Let's see if this will work. Hopefully. Okay, let's try running this one. So for example, I inputted 5. There you go, it's working. So it decremented, however it should be greater than equal to, so that I should be able to see 5 outputs. If you can see this one, it only shows 4 outputs. Okay, if I will run this code again, one moment, I'll put 5. So basically it outputs 5 value of num. Okay, let me explain this code. So right now, I know that you know this one already. The num here, it will serve as the input of the user. So I initialize x, or the counter, as 1. After I initialize the counter, I use the num here for the condition. If num, or the inputted number of the user, is greater than or equal to the counter, which is 1, if it's true, it will show the it will display this line of code, which is line 14. So it will display the num. For example, I inputted 5, so it will display 5. Then after displaying 5, it will decrement the 5 to 1. So the 5 will become 4, then it will loop and loop and loop as long as it is not less than 1. Okay,